Hey guys, welcome back to According To. I'm Megan.
And I'm Ciera. We have another special guest today.
Hi, I'm Haley.
So Haley is our older sister, and she is here for a fun episode. We are going to be talking about our top 5 Disney moments that itch our brains.
We were inspired. I mean, this has been, I feel like, a common phenomenon where, like, everyone kind of knows things that, like, strike you back to, like, just your childhood years and, like, moments that you're like, oh my God, this, like, does something to my brain. And so we're kind of formatting this in a way similar to, if you guys know the YouTube channel, The Watcher, or is it just Watcher?
I think it's just Watcher.
They do a series called Top 5 Beatdown, where it's basically just they have a top 5 list and they go through them, discuss them. And so Ciera and I have top 5s. I also have some honorable mentions because I was going through, you know, old Disney movies, and like there were so many things that it was hard to narrow it down to 5. So we'll probably discuss those a little bit later. And Haley has only been able to come up with 3. So
We'll figure it out as we go. It'll be fine.
Before we get into our list, though, we can do a little bit of a catch-up and then also talk through our weekly spotlights. So, Haley, since you're a guest, do you have a weekly spotlight that you would like to share?
Sure. My baby shower was today, so that is probably my weekly spotlight.
It was a good baby shower.
It was a lot of fun.
From what I can tell, it's all baby
we
showers
did
are
not
like
plan
the
it, which was good for me. But
my mother-in-law's friend planned it, which was
did a
very
great
nice
job.
of her. Yeah, she's very good at planning.
She did a better job than any of us could have possibly done.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
And I guess, do you want to know what I got you since it's like being mailed, or
Sure.
do you
Did
not care?
Ashton tell you what I got you?
Well,
Or
yours got delivered today.
Yeah, so I guess you
he was
saw
like,
when you
"Oh, this
got
is
home."
for Megan," and I was like, "Okay, sounds good."
I got you from your registry, like the thing that goes over the crib. The
the mobile?
mobile. How's it pronounced?
Mobile.
I thought it had a different pronunciation
know.
if it was over the crib.
It's a space themed. So our whole nursery doesn't really have a theme, but we've been doing like mostly animal stuff. And then my husband was like, "I want this planet mobile," and I was like,
And I got the
"Okay."
arm attachment, which made it a little bit more expensive, but we
Worth
had to
it.
attach to the crib. So
Well, thank you.
I just
excited
got
about
a pack and play.
I
So
needed that. I added that on like Wednesday, so I wasn't thinking about needing one of those. And then I was like, I definitely probably need one.
okay, my weekly spotlight is that
it has been such a low level week.
yeah,
There's
Megan
been
and I
not a
have
lot
been
going
unemployed
on.
this past week. The weather was nice today.
Did you actually get to enjoy it though?
No,
When I was
not
packing
really.
stuff into when I was packing your gifts into the car, I was like, "This is nice. The sun's out."
Yeah.
I might say last week Ciera and I got our high score for trivia night, so
that's
that
true.
can be. It was just the 2 of us, so I was kind of surprised. But the first game we played was so bad. That was probably our worst game. And then we came back a little bit, and we did pretty good with the second one.
Were you good the whole time, or was
No.
it final
It was
trivia?
it was like we were good enough the whole time, and then we also got like the bonus points.
Oh, nice.
So there's our weekly spotlights.
Okay.
So since Haley only has 3, do you like want to like to come in when we're at our 3rd one, or do you want to come in
Like,
with 5th?
at the bottom with us.
I don't care.
Okay.
All I know is I
think-
don't want to start.
Do you feel like your top ones are like a number 1 spot
No.
for you?
No.
Okay, so just join us at the 5, and
Yeah.
then maybe as we talk, you'll think of some more.
Okay.
Okay. So I came up with my list of 5, and then I had to organize them, so it was like my best to worst. So, my number 5 is the sweeper dog from Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if you guys,
Oh
you probably
my
haven't seen that
God.
in forever, because I had to like
I didn't look at Alice in Wonderland.
get my memory up, but it's like the sweeper dog where his head is the sweeper, and he's going through and like sweeping the path and erasing it that
Yeah.
she's walking on, and he like gets to her and he goes around her, and then like he starts sweeping with his tail, and then she's just standing in like this
Yeah.
one spot.
I had a
with nowhere to
theory
go.
for kind of like what I think it is that like brings the emotion of nostalgia on, because obviously I think it is different person to person and like what movies you watched growing up, but in my mind I feel like it's movies that you've seen enough that like you remember it, but it's also like you can't have seen them like too many times, because otherwise the nostalgia, like, you know it all, you're expecting it, so
Like it doesn't hit.
right. So because Mulan's like my favorite Disney movie. I didn't have anything from that movie because I know everything in that movie. So that's like my theory of like you have to like have forgotten about it and then you rewatch it and you're like, wait. So that was my theory.
I agree with that.
And it also is like that depends on, you know, when the movies came out, when you watched them growing up, because I feel like there's also like a peak age where like it would make that impression on you.
Like
too.
Frozen's never gonna have anything like that in it for me. I was too old when it came out.
Okay, here's my number 5 spot. This movie, I honestly, like, I wrote down basically like the entire 101 Dalmatians movie because like there was a lot of itches that I was finding with that.
Wait, okay, you talk.
So my number 5 specifically is, and you'll have to let me know if you remember this, the dogs walking with matching owners at the beginning. When
I do.
Pongo is
That.
he's watching out the window trying to figure out, you know, a lovely lady for his.
It's also like the old-fashioned animation style that like hits a little bit more. Also, the like when they're getting covered in soot.
So yeah, that was an honorable mention that I had.
That's a big
Or
itch for me.
the snowstorm they're walking through. That was another honorable mention for me. When they're hardly getting through and they're all just so tired and moping around. Do you remember the snowstorm part? And then so I had both of those.
I should have put the soot one on my list. That was like
on there because it's like they're in disguise trying to hide from Cruella and like the people that are hunting the Dalmatians. And I don't know, it just really sticks in my brain. So
Okay, I can add to this. It's not one that I was necessarily thinking of, but I haven't watched this movie in forever, and I just got the image of her upside down in the cake, like wagging her feet
that's the
in the air.
actual.
that's not like the animated version though, but like that. If we do
love
a
that
list
scene.
for like live action movies, like that Cruella de Vil being made into a cake, big itch in my brain.
So add that to my list.
I guess we mostly, I think, unless yours isn't, mine's all animated movies. Is yours not?
Well, I did not understand the assignment, so I'm kind of winging it here now. Because when you guys talked about I do have one. It's not necessarily Disney movie themed, but one of them is like, actually, I can just say it since we're talking about it. Do you remember at Dad's house, I had this Disney storybook.
Was it the
And it
one that
had,
like is like the buttons and stuff on the side?
No, but one of the things that I was thinking about was also like the camera thing that you like click it as you tell a story.
Oh, those yours is red, right?
Yeah.
Or they're usually red.
Yeah. But the one that I was thinking about specifically was a storybook with like all of the like princess stories. So there was one about Cinderella, one about Little Mermaid. Like,
I don't know if I
do you guys not
remember.
remember that? It was blue. It was a very big book. I don't know. When I was thinking about Disney stuff, it made me think about that.
Was that your number 5?
I didn't really have an order, but
Okay. I also feel like food stuff for movies is more likely to also like be an itch. I had 2 actually that were food related.
Okay.
I think.
Well, this can go into my number 4 is the bugs scene from Lion King. I feel like this would be like a top pick for a lot of people. Yes. But like there's the top 3 in mine like do it so much more for me. I feel like I've seen Lion King enough where like it doesn't have the same itch
You kind of
factor.
remember like, oh, it was an itch and like so it still holds like that strong sensation, but now you've seen it again. Like when you see it and you're like, okay, I knew that was an itch. I knew it was coming, but
yeah, it's top contender though. Slimy yet satisfying.
I love that scene.
They pull up the log and it's just like they're all there.
I was coming up with this list of stuff, I was like, this won't take that long. I just need to like skim through. But like it took me an hour and a half, and obviously I didn't watch like every movie, but I was like, dang, I should go back and watch old Disney movies because I'm like, these are good movies. But I had to just like skim through. Okay, number 4 for me. This one was a big itch. And the Little Mermaid, so the second Little Mermaid, I don't know what the subtitle is. Melody getting ready for the party, and Sebastian is stuck in the back of her dress.
Oh my god! Yes! Yes!
Another theory of mine is like, it's maybe just like special to us, but like the second versions of movies, like I had so many more nostalgic itches when I was watching the second Little Mermaid and like the second Cinderella compared to the originals. So much more.
I think it's because those are the ones you see like you've seen only like once or twice,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, oh my god, I
I
forgot
was
about
just
that.
like, whoa.
His like claws are stuck.
And Ariel's like wearing like Ariel just like doesn't look like herself because
Yeah.
she's got legs now, and like I could have wrote the whole movie was like an itch, but that scene specifically, I was like, whoa.
I
Getting
forgot that
ready
there was
scenes.
a whole second movie, so
Getting ready scenes are also like very much. I don't know why.
one on my list was just from Little Mermaid in general, and I also forgot about this, but it's when she's like twirling her hair with a fork.
The dingle hopper.
Yes.
They called it in the movie.
Yeah. I don't know why. I love that scene.
Is very popular. Okay. My number 3 is from Cinderella 2. So kind of sticking with your theme.
Please don't be the one that I have.
I told you about this one already.
Okay.
So this one, Cinderella 2, also felt like I had a lot. But the one I chose specifically was at one point, Jacques is running with this rolled up piece of paper trying to deliver it to someone. And he enters this room with like people sitting at a table. So like all their feet are under the table. And he like has to run like through their feet and like lift the paper up over their feet and like climb over the feet. And the paper's like rolling around, but it's still like rolled up in a scroll. And that just like was a big itch for me. Second of all, I don't know if this is what you had, but this might have been the third one.
There's a third one.
Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time.
Oh.
One of them, it's the movie where they're like, the mice are telling stories, but like between each story, they're doing these like arts and crafts and stuff, like cutting the scissors, like dumping out the glitter, like moving the paintbrush, like that, the mice doing the crafty stuff.
I'm
It's
trying
also
to
a big
picture
itch.
this in my head.
Can't
I
remember.
don't remember this movie.
I'll need to like show it to you when we're done. Like that was just like a big itch for me. And like also, I think there's like magic involved or something with like, I don't know if the fairy godmother's like with them or something, but like things start getting like ruined and like the paint like bumps into the mice and she's like, hey, like what's going on? Big itch for me.
Okay.
You guys are like, no comment. I do not remember
I
that.
don't remember that movie.
I remember there being like arts and crafty type stuff because I saw it in the second one too, at least in the very beginning, where like
It might have been
it's
the
the
second one.
mice.
I don't
and the
remember
fairy
which movie it is.
godmother are like doing something scrapbooky, and so
Yeah,
that was
it's
an
that
honorable
one.
mention I think that I had.
I feel like I need to go back and watch a lot of these movies. I don't remember as much of them as you do.
So number 3 for me is from The Emperor's New Groove, and it specifically is when Pacha and Cusco go into the restaurant.
Oh my god.
And they get this. It was called the hot crispy pill bug, and the waitress brings it out to
Yes.
them, sets it on the table. It's a blue
And it
little
just
slug
split.
thing, and then you slap it with the stick, and then it just opens up.
Gross.
So that's a food specific one that I was like, whoa,
Yeah. That's a good one.
thank you.
I remember when we watched that movie, like, not a lot, but like, I don't know, when we would watch it, I was like obsessed with like pregnant people at one point, and what the wife is pregnant in the movie,
She
one
is?
of them, and I was just like,
What?
I don't know. I was like,
I think
I
that
think
was
I
an
like
issue.
wanted to watch the movie because
like
of that.
hyper fixated on
Yeah.
she was pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's your itch. You're like,
There you go.
Pregnant.
It
whatever her name
was honestly, it was so good. I loved like the movie was so good, anyways. But like, it added to it. I
Another
don't feel
one
that
too
way
is
anymore,
like when who is it that puts like a scorpion in like Cusco's like shirt? Like they like pull it out and then they just drop a scorpion in and he like
That's-
starts freaking out.
That's a Mulan.
Or no. It's when something
Mulan
it-
is when someone drops a scorpion in her shirt.
something gets dropped.
I
in
know what you're
Cusco's-
talking about.
The bugs falling into his
That's
shirt
what I was.
when they're like.
That's what I was thinking. I was
falling
like, I
off
think
the
it was
cliff.
when they were falling. Yeah, they're gonna.
Oh my
yeah.
god!
It
Another
was a
itch.
scorpion though.
Another itch. When they're like linking arms to like lift
See, I'm like, I
themselves
don't know
up.
Yeah, and they were like pushing against each other's backs.
Yeah.
I feel
I don't know
need
if
to
that's like
watch
an
that
itch
movie
for
now.
me. It's like I appreciate that part.
No,
but
I
it's-
loved that part.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for
That
bringing
does
that
something
up.
to my brain. They're like pushing, and then like when he pushes.
Or what
Kirsten
about
that
like
one
all of the
time, just gets shoved in the wall.
all of like the little potion mixtures and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
was
then
her
like
name?
falling off of the building. Oh my god! Like over the eye, like it
Yeah.
rolling over, and then it's on the ledge. I don't know
And
if
then
that's
it's
an
like
itch, but like I
Yzma.
love that.
As a cat.
Yzma, that's what her name was. Oh, I forgot about that.
Okay, I guess it's your turn, isn't it? I just
Or
did
is it
that.
Haley's turn?
Oh yeah.
I'm just kind of adding as we go here.
Okay. So that was my number 3. Number 2 for me is from Pocahontas 2. So this is the one where
It's always the second movie.
this is the one where Pocahontas goes to England. And so first of all, there's another like getting ready scene in that movie that like it's an honorable mention It's not in my list, but like that also is a big like itch for me. Her getting ready and like the wire
little, like,
caging.
Yeah, wire cage for like the old gown.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and like tying up the corset that they have to put on.
I always found that so fascinating.
Right?
But anyway, the itch is there's one specific scene. It's like the smallest scene ever. So I don't know why it just stuck with me so much.
So it's food.
But there's these little tiny finger sandwiches that her, I don't know, the guy that came with her, he's also like Native American. He's like her like bodyguard or something while they go to England. But he's offered like a little finger sandwich. And like those
They're just
finger
like little
sandwiches
tiny
are the itch.
finger sandwiches.
You just take them. He's like, not bad. He didn't say anything, but like.
Oh my god. This also reminded me of like in Alice in Wonderland, like just like the food that they
drink me.
bite and like eat to like change sizes and stuff. Yeah.
Eat me. Yeah.
I feel like one that I would have, and I know this is like a bigger part, but at the beginning of the first Mulan, talking about getting ready scenes, them getting their makeup done, it's just like painted on their face. I just melt. It's so cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then she like sprints out of there and takes
Okay.
it off. But
Number 2 for me. This is from Cinderella 2. I don't know if you guys are gonna remember it, but like I feel like if you saw it, you'd be like, whoa. So Cinderella is in the kitchen and she decides to make pudding. And so
I know exactly what you're talking about.
it's like when she pours like the milk.
Yes!
into- I like watched that and it was like the most visceral reaction. Well, I guess I can't say that because it's not my number 1. But like
Second most visceral reaction.
I just strongly was like, I completely forgot about it. And then when
But yeah, you remembered
watched
everything about it.
I was like, whoa, what a moment that was.
Even just because isn't the second movie, when I was scrolling through, that's when like there's that maid like housekeeper woman in like the black dress.
It was really the entire Cinderella 2 movie. I need to rewatch it, basically, is what I'm saying. Because I was like, just the entire premise almost is like, because then there's also like the two, like there's the main lady that's trying to like teach her all her manners and stuff because she's royalty now. And then there's
Oh
two
my God,
like
the book scene.
sidekicks.
She's like the books on her head.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Like the entire movie has so many things you just like forget about because it's not the typical Cinderella story. Yeah.
Okay. So, my number 1. Megan, do you have any guesses what movie it's from?
Movie.
We have talked about it before.
Like during the podcast, we've already
No.
said it. Okay.
New movie. New movie alert.
Peter Pan.
Yes.
Oh wait, mine's the second Peter Pan one.
Okay, mine's the first one.
Okay.
So,
That's a good guess.
I just actually rewatched Peter Pan recently, and I mean, I was looking forward to the scene before I even turned the movie on because my favorite scene within Peter Pan, like the first movie, is when Nana comes in. Nana's their dog, and like it's her job for whatever reason. I don't know why the dog is the nanny, but like she's bringing in like their medicine, like, and she's like pouring it in, like she's holding the medicine in her mouth, like pouring it into all the spoons, and then like she's like trying to give them their medicine. And then also
She's
there's like
cleaning up the toys.
also this is like another thing that's not really like the dad like trying to straighten like flatten out his one thing for his suit or his tux, but it keeps like flinging up and then it's like in front of his face.
About that.
And then also this is like it's mostly the itch is like her pouring the medicine, but then just like I have to mention this whole scene because the whole scene is an itch. When like the dad walks in, like Nana's like he like knocks over the blocks. Nana's trying to put the blocks like stacking them back on top of one another, and she's like just a dog, so she's like using her mouth to like try and stack everything so precisely, and she gets like the last one, and the dad like trips over her and like knocks the blocks down. Nana goes flying into the wall, and like all of the kids are like, oh Nana, poor Nana, and then the dad's like, poor
about
Nana, and then that whole scene, it's just a big itch.
I haven't seen that movie in like probably 15 years.
And honestly,
Is
when
it
you
even that
watch,
old?
when you watch, it's
yeah.
way older.
Great.
Yeah.
When you watch a movie, like a kid's movie that you haven't seen in a long time, specifically animated movies that are like just over an hour, you're like, oh my God, this movie goes by so fast. Like, where's the plot? That's what happened when you're watching, actually it was happening when we watched the live action Beauty and the Beast. Megan and I saw that, I think, with our mom in theaters. And I was like, wait, how did she fall in love with him?
Right? He's rude to her the entire time she's living there, but somehow she still falls in love with him. And then he finally decides, like, after she has fallen in love with him, like, okay, fine, like, I guess I can be a good guy. I'm gonna not be the beast now.
Okay, so that was my number 1.
Okay. my number one is also from. Oh wait, mine was also that, but technically,
That was your number one?
yeah.
You forgot.
I thought I had an honorable mention for the second Peter Pan, so I thought it was that one.
Okay.
I'll still say this one. It's still the beginning of the second Peter Pan movie. They really know how to like do the beginning of a movie, but so it's
Oh my
Jane is the
God.
main character.
Her, like, the sirens going off.
The sirens are going off because there's like bombs
World
and
War
stuff going off, and so she's like wearing her little trench coat. First,
Yes.
she's like with Nana too,
Isn't that
walking
such a
around.
dumb, like, their dog's name is literally Nana too.
And then they go to the bomb shelter. And so she's in there, her little brother's in there, Wendy's in there, and she's got like books for her brother. And she's like having him like taking the paper off of the books. And then, like, that was the main thing
Oh my
that
God.
like really
When
stood out to me.
Her
But
notebook,
then,
when it falls into water in Neverland, do you remember that? They get her notebook wet, and she's like, "This is my notebook."
here's another, we're on to honorable mentions now. Because I wrote these down. Another one, this was really hard to like narrow stuff down to like only have 5 on my list. But another one from that movie, well, first, I'm me just like explaining the whole plot to the second movie.
This is us explaining every Disney animated movie.
So Jane, when they like come and take her, was like another itch because it's like this ship is
and they,
over the
it's
house.
Captain Hook that takes her.
And they
Right.
like steal her from the house. And it's just like I forgot what happened in this movie. So it's like every single thing is like, whoa.
When he, like, his hook comes in and has to, like, unhook the window
Right. Yeah.
from being done.
And
I feel like
then
I really need to go back and watch these. I don't remember as much.
this was another small one, but I don't know why it just like stood out to me. So when she like first meets Peter Pan, she's wearing like her little like purple dress, and then like she has gray socks on, and she's standing on like a rock or something, and Peter Pan's just like flying around her, and she like is walking back because she's like weirded out by him, and she almost like falls off the rock.
That one doesn't really do it for me. Sorry about that.
And then the other one from that movie is when she's mad she doesn't want to be there anymore. So she's trying to build a raft to get off. That was another that was another big
forgot
it.
about
Raft
that.
sinks.
It's like sinking, it's not working at all. She's trying really hard to leave, but it doesn't work. There's another thing too. I kind of don't fully remember the plot. I was skimming through, but I think Captain Hook gives her a whistle to like double cross all the like Peter Pan and the Lost Boys
That
when
rings
they
a
come
bell.
across something. And so when they find whatever they were looking for, she like pulls the key out, but then she like throws it.
But then the other, like, one of the Lost Boys, like, finds her something, and then I think he blows the whistle.
So I need to go back and rewatch that movie. Is basically what I'm saying.
Okay, what other honorable mentions do you have?
Okay, I've kind of been bringing them up, but some of these aren't like itches, but they're moments in Disney movies that like
She
mean a lot
has to
to
talk
me.
about.
So from Lion King, when they're singing Hakuna Matata, and Simba is growing up, and then specifically, they're just like walking across the bridge, and it's like Hakuna Matata, and then it's like grown Simba, and he's like it means no worries. That for me is a very powerful moment in cinema.
It means a lot.
I love like it can be like training montages. It can be
Hercules?
I was thinking Mulan.
Okay, well, Hercules gets a training montage, too. And, like, he also, like, he goes to the transformation where it's, like,
He's growing up.
flexes and, like,
You
the
like
tape
Hercules
measure.
a lot more than the average person, I think.
It's the best Disney movie. Like,
I disagree
he
with
measures
that.
measures with his tape measure, his bicep, and then it's like, oh, nope, give me 20. He, like, drops down, gets push-ups, and, like, keeps training, and then eventually, like, he grows up and he breaks the tape measure because he's now strong
So
Hercules.
strong. This isn't like a focus of any like sort of scene, but the very beginning of Tarzan does it for me.
That's
What happens?
sad.
Oh, like the.
I know, but it like I don't know. I love it.
I did browse through Tarzan, only the first one, and I mean it's a great movie, but like there weren't any like specific itches where I was like,
If anything, oh my god, if anything, in the beginning when she's trying to pull Hercules up by his diaper and he keeps getting stuck and she's like weaving him through like the floorboards before like the cheetah or whatever leopard, I don't know what it is, but like before it can get him. That could be an itch.
Did you say Hercules? You mean
I meant Tarzan if I did say Hercules.
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight, Tarzan or Hercules?
Hercules.
Probably Hercules.
Yeah, he's a god, so probably.
Okay, this is again not really an itch, but a moment that I appreciate a lot. It's maybe like my favorite scene in all of Disney movies. Do you have any
Is
guesses?
it Frozen?
No.
Oh, I think you're gonna say Frozen 2, like Olaf.
No.
That one, what I'm talking about, just is
Toy
the one
Story.
where.
No, I do
know
not
Toy
like
Story.
Toy Story.
The one like in Frozen 2 when they're singing and then Olaf like throws the fish into the water. It was
Yeah.
funny. It was really an itch. It was just funny.
So my favorite Disney movie. May I help you out?
Mulan.
Yeah.
It's
My
from the
favorite
first
scene,
one?
other than the training montage.
Oh, when they come down the mountain.
Yes, it's when it's like very ominous music playing.
They must
and
have
it's all of a sudden
employed different
all
forms of CGI for that part of the movie.
like all the Hun just like start appearing over
That
the
seems
top of the
stressed
mountain.
me out.
But they win
Bow,
at the end of the day.
bow,
Like
bow,
the music is
bow.
so. I'm just like, oh no.
I thought of another one. So because I like Toy Story, the scene where they're in
See, I'm
the
not even gonna know what you're
arcade
talking
with
about.
the aliens.
Like I
Like
literally just don't really know Toy Story.
Like when they're in the store.
I thought it was an arcade.
It could be.
I think it's an arcade, and it's in the like claw machine with the aliens.
Like I just generally know what you're talking about. Okay, another movie we could think about is Monsters Inc. And if anything is memorable from any of those movies.
I mean, there is the part where Boo is like, he thinks that Boo is like in the trash, and like the trash is like being like compacted down like in the conveyor belt. So he's like, Sully's like watching in the window, like he thinks Boo's like being, because her like eye antenna thing is like sticking out, so he thinks she's wearing her costume, and then she's like a little box at the end. He like faints or whatever. But then it's not really her. Not a big itch for me, but
I
maybe
feel
an
like
itch
when
for
they
you.
like just like the doors like swinging around,
I was
like when
just
you're
gonna
first
say
like
that.
seeing that and kind of like the whole setup they have going
You know,
on.
honestly,
there.
what's more of an itch than anything for me, like than the movie, is like the credits or like the intro stuff when it's like the animations of like the doors and stuff, but like in that different like 2D style. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really. It's not really an itch for me. Or there's like for some reason like when they shred the doors. The little like wood green specks, like because then they also like he has to like build the door again.
Oh, he
You know, and
reassembled
he's
the door,
like
yeah.
So. Yeah.
Monsters Inc. is a good movie, but I feel like I don't remember half of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Monsters
Monsters University was
University.
good. I've only seen it one time, but it was good.
Okay. Oh, this was like I had a little bit more about like the very beginning of the second Peter Pan movie. There was like puppet socks involved too when they were like
Oh,
hiding
yeah.
in like the bunker. It was like a pink sock and a green sock, and that was also like specifically an itch for me.
That's a good one.
That was
Remember that.
also all of my honorable mentions. So if we want, I could like just search up Disney movies and see
See what we can remember from them.
what is your favorite Disney movie.
Little Mermaid.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I will say, when I went back and watched the original Cinderella, because I was like, I'll skim through this one, I was shocked at how little plot there was to the movie. Mostly in the sense that, like, most of the movie, a huge majority is, like, just focusing on, like, Cinderella at home and, like, her stepsisters and, like, her before the ball. And then she finally gets there, and, like, the prince is being, you know, basically, like, all the single women are being brought up to the prince and introduced to him as, like, love interests. He's not interested in any of them, but he's, like, you don't really, like, hear him talk a whole lot. And then Cinderella comes just, like, wandering up. He sees her, like, 50 feet off in the distance, just looking confused and lost. And he, like, is like, I must walk to her. Like, she's the love of my life. But then they just, like, start singing and dancing. And they don't really talk at all until it's midnight. And she's like, I have to go, I have to leave. And he's like, no, like, don't leave, I didn't even get your name. And then that's the last time he talks in the movie. Like,
Really?
they're just married and running down the stairs when they, like, meet again. So I didn't realize how little he talked.
Is Shrek a Disney movie?
It's
No.
DreamWorks.
Dang it, I
But-
have a good one from that one.
What is it?
When Shrek and Fiona are eating the wads of
like the cotton candy.
yeah.
And, like, when they make the
with the flies and the
Maybelline.
crap. Yeah.
The very first itch that I thought of, but then I was like, ugh, Shrek is DreamWorks, was when they have, like, these, like, I don't know what animals they are, but he like blows them up like balloons. It's like the same
slugs
scene,
or
I swear.
something.
But he blows them up, and then they're just like carrying the balloons around, and then
Yeah,
I think Shrek gives her balloons,
and then he grabs a stick
yeah.
and wads it up.
Yeah. So that
You know, it's the
both those
opposite of an
gifts.
inch from the Shrek movie for me. When that bird blows up, I was like, why did we do this?
I don't know, but I thought that scene was funny.
I just never really like understood it. Like, I know there's nothing to understand now, but when I was younger, I was like, why did the bird blow up? And like, why did they make that happen?
There is no point.
Shrek truly is such a great movie, and like, you can watch so many video essays on YouTube of like people analyzing Shrek, and like, they just all say
Chicken
great.
Little was another one that I was like,
I
didn't write
don't
any
remember
specific
anything about
itches
Chicken
down,
Little.
but like I feel like part of it, Maggie had a Chicken Little video game.
I was just gonna ask if
and
one
so
of
like
us had
I really
that.
have a lot of like crossover moments where I'm like,
Was that the movie?
is this the movie or the video game? Even though like they're related. So like the dodgeball scene, and then also he like has to make like his pants out of
pants.
paper
Yeah.
because they get torn for some reason. Those were kind of like the main things that I thought of. I was like, this is a movie where it's like it probably could be prime nostalgia because I really haven't seen it a whole lot.
You know how, I'm pretty sure, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but you know how there's a Mandela effect where people think that Queen's, like, We Are the Champions ends with We Are the Champions of the World? I'm pretty sure that in Chicken Little, like, it says that in the movie, and so I swear the Mandela effect is because of Chicken Little. Like, everyone
Pretty
thinks
crazy.
that it ends with, like, We Are the Champions of the World because Chicken Little says that, I think.
Okay, The Fox and the Hound.
I don't remember anything from that movie.
I
don't
also,
remember
like-
it a lot, but I know I loved that movie.
Oh my god. This picture alone, the Black Cauldron.
I do not remember that movie.
This picture reminds me of something. So
No, Sleeping Beauty. It reminds me of her dress.
When it's changing colors at the end, pink, blue,
I think
pink,
that's what it
blue.
is.
really, I feel like I've seen
But that
this.
picture looks really familiar. Hold on, you're skipping these really fast. Meet the Robinsons. I
love
love
that
that
movie.
movie.
It is a good movie.
I don't know.
Any
Can I think of
itches?
anything that gives me an itch in that movie though? I don't know.
I know that I really like the movie, but I can't think of a single like specific thing about it.
It's not like an itch. It's just like funny when the dinosaur, like the T-Rex,
Oh, yeah.
is like trying to get him in like by the corner of the house, and they can't get them. And then I don't know the name of the character, but like the bad guy is like, why can't you get him or something? Like, get him. And then T-Rex is like, I have a big head
And
and little arms.
And
I'm just not sure how well this plan was thought out or something like that. And it was funny.
What about
Okay.
Aladdin?
I did also try looking at Aladdin, but
This is another movie where I swear they have different, like they use different animation stuff specifically for like when they like the lion like mouth to like the treasures opens up. Do you know that I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a different animation than like the rest of the Aladdin movie. Like I feel like that the Aladdin movie is all like 2D. That was
3D.
like 3D. Same with Hercules. When he's fighting like the Hydra or whatever, like the multi-headed monster, that is a different animation style. But I liked when he's like when Aladdin's having to like fly the magic carpet out of the tunnel and it's like all breaking down and like they just get out before it closes.
how about Brother Bear?
No.
I don't know.
Sierra's
if I have
probably the
any
one
itches,
that
but I do like
most
Brother Bear.
recently saw that.
Now it's like 2020
A
still.
Bug's Life.
I hate A Bug's Life.
What?
You should watch it with Dad. Dad made us watch it during COVID when we were alternating movies.
Watch movies with.
We were alternating like, oh, Megan picks a movie, Dad picks a movie, I pick a movie.
He picked up.
And so we were like, Dad, what's your favorite like Disney animated movie? He's like, probably A Bug's Life.
That's
Honestly.
what Ashton's dad's favorite Disney movie is.
And then Megan and I were like, why? And we are like, I guess we haven't seen it in a while. Maybe we'll watch it.
I just sort of, like, I don't remember a lot from the movie, but I can just picture something in my head with like them either walking with a leaf or like across a leaf or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Kind of. I mean, I feel like at the beginning of the movie, there's like they're all like moving leaves or something. I don't know.
Maybe that's what it is. But Ratatouille.
Ratatouille is a great movie. I don't know if I have any itches though.
Anastasia. Do you guys remember watching that at Dad's house?
Kind
I have
of,
a specific
but
memory
like,
of watching it at his house. You know what's okay? This is not a Disney movie. I don't even know who made it, but Princess or the Swan Princess Such a good movie. And the entire, again, transformation scene, because it's like them being children, and then they are adults at the end. And it's, what's the song called? It's like, Megan, you just listen to me with me what it's called.
Wait, what movie?
Swan Princess. But they're growing up, and they fall in love at the end. And it's really bothering me that I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, This Is My Idea is what it's called. This is my idea. This is my idea.
This is not my idea of fun.
You should
How about
watch
The
it.
Jungle Book?
I was just gonna say that.
I honestly like, because I'm on a thing that's ranking like a bunch of Disney movies right now. This is listed at 12 out of like the 65 that they include. And I'm not really like a big Jungle Book like lover.
I just remember the song from it, but
I swear I've only seen it one time, so I don't remember the movie.
I did buy the book though.
Oh my god, I could so find some itches with this one, but I did not go back.
Notre Dame.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ew, with the tomato scene.
I hate, like, what an
The
itch, but I
opposite.
hate that so much. When he's like breaking, like, or when he's breaking
his
free with
shirt.
his shirt ripping off, like,
I
just
hate it.
don't really like that movie a whole lot.
What about Lilo and Stitch?
That was one where I kind of was like, I almost feel like I haven't seen it like enough to have different things where I'm like, oh,
There is a scene, not really an itch, but I do think it's funny when she like wakes, is Nani her sister's name?
Yeah.
She's like, Nani, watch this. And she puts Stitch's finger on the record player, and then she like opens his mouth, and he just like is playing the music, and she just closes it, opens it. I feel like Lilo and Stitch, if you go back and watch it, because I know that we have watched it like within the past couple years at Dad's house, we were there and watching it for some reason. It's like a lot more deadpan than I think you like realize, like Lilo is. So it's kind of funny.
Okay, I know we briefly talked about Beauty and the Beast, but are there any like moments in it where you're like, ugh?
When there was
That-
winter and she had her like pink dress with like the maroon like
And they're outside.
overcoat, or she had like a green dress too. Like her different outfit changes. I was like, oh my god, I forgot she wore that.
I thought she only wore yellow, so clearly I haven't watched this.
Well,
one.
Well, what about her blue dress in the very beginning?
Oh,
With the
white
apron.
duh. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Bambi.
I don't remember
Bambi?
anything from that.
All I know is Thumper is in it.
Thumpity
I don't remember.
What about Lion King 1.5? I feel like that whole movie for me, I don't remember anything about it, but I remember when we used to watch it. That
Did anyone
just
look at Lion
loved
King
it.
too?
No.
No.
I didn't, but I should. When he's got his son.
What's his son's name?
I don't know.
The number one ranked movie according to this list is Pinocchio.
I was going to say Pinocchio, but I don't remember a single thing from that movie.
I don't know if I've ever even seen it.
And then number 2, it has Sleeping Beauty.
I also don't really remember anything from that movie. Or Snow White. I don't remember Snow White either.
They're kind of just like
They'll mush
forgettable,
together, yeah.
even though they're classics.
Did I already say Ratatouille? Yeah.
Yeah. How about, this is a newer one, so like it really doesn't have any itches because like, but Big Hero 6 gets a shout out because I loved that
never seen
movie
it.
when it came out.
You should watch it.
It's
Go
just, like,
use your Disney Plus
fun.
to watch it.
We thought this would take longer, but I think we've kind of covered all of our itches, and
And
maybe it brought some nostalgia to you guys as well.
If any of you have Disney Plus accounts, like I feel like you just need to go and like scour for all the things that we found. Or if you have any of your own itches that we did not mention, please let us know because I like to just go and feel that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to shout out? There doesn't have to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not.
And we will talk to you guys next Thursday.
Bye.